So every year, Bill Simmons, twice a year, does his annual NBA trade value rankings. He does it after the deadline. This encompasses contracts, age, ability, everything into one. It's trade value rankings, and he has 11 categories. We're going to run through the categories real quick before we tell you.
Before we do that,
Yes.
2 quick things.
Shoot.
Number 1, for the audience, I'll let you know that Mike's been out of pocket for the last half hour. Been pressuring us to end topics when we were not ready.
We got a lot of stuff we got to get to today. A lot of stuff we got to
We could always go late if we had to.
A lot of stuff we got to get to.
Number 2, I give Bill Simmons credit because Bill Simmons is somebody that people hate or love, and that makes you good. When you're good at your job in this business, people hate you and love you. If everybody loves you, you suck at your job.
What does that mean? I suck.
Well, yeah, nobody hates you. That's true. But you're too new, so you don't fill into that category yet.
Oh, they'll hate you. Stick around. They'll hate you.
Now, do you guys like Bill Simmons or hate him? Or you could be neutral.
I don't have an
I'm
opinion.
king neutral.
I don't have a relationship with him.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I like
not a Bill
Simmons.
Simmons fan. Most of the famous people in this business I don't like. I like Dan Levitard. I like Nick Wright, although his hair is annoying me.
Yeah, he really needs to do something
The
with
hair is really irritating.
You don't like the hair
people say the
plug?
same about my beard, but
Bill does know basketball, though.
100%.
He knows basketball.
When I say I don't like him, it has nothing to do with his knowledge.
I do respect his basketball.
Yeah, he does, but he's irritating. Most Boston guys are irritating. Anyway, go ahead.
So these are the 11 categories in his trade value rankings. It starts from the lowest, which will go, and then we'll go to the top. They'll tell you where the 4 Cavs he had on the list rank, and we'll discuss whether or not we agree or disagree with these rankings,
Right.
which leads us to the big topic I want to get to next.
He ranks the top
which is the
75,
Browns.
so there's 4 Cavs on the list.
4 Cavs on the list. These are all the categories, and this goes from 11 down to 1, which is you're never going to trade these guys. So it starts with the upside gang. Then you have legit quality starters. You have the we're secretly listening but will deny it. We have the he's worth more to us than you category. We have the touchable untouchables. Next up, we have the too good, too young, too cheap category. We have the not a chance, stop calling. We have the budding franchise guys. We have the only if they made us do it. You have the untouchables. And then you have the utterly untouchables, which are your MVPs, Jokic, Giannis, Luka, those kind of players.
Is it too many
That
categories?
is a lot
I
of
do think
different
it is too many categories.
Some
It
of
is
them
my
is-
one issue with this.
I mean,
but
all right, go
For
ahead.
75
4
guys,
Cavs.
that's ridiculous.
4 Cavs on the list.
Yeah.
The first 2, Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley, fall into the same category. That is the he's worth more to us than he is to you category. Some other guys in that category are Rudy Gobert, LeBron James, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, just to name a few. Jason, though, thinks Evan Mobley's categorized wrong here. Jason, you think Evan Mobley should be higher
agree.
than the worth more to us than you category?
Yeah, Jared Allen, that's a good fit. That's.
I don't think any of those guys besides Jarrett Allen should be on that.
Yeah,
Maybe Rudy Gobert. I don't know about him.
I mean, LeBron, that's a little silly to
that's
have him.
stupid with
to have
LeBron.
him.
Jaylen Brown? He's not valuable to other teams?
Well, he has the biggest contract in basketball.
His
which is-
contract is
He's
massive.
making
But he's
$65
really good,
million
though.
a year.
He's not worth what they're
I'm about to
He's the
say,
highest paid player in basketball.
yeah, he's not that.
So,
I think
all right.
I think Jared is probably
Jared's perfect.
Jared's
spot.
perfect,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Evan, I think there's some, and so I'm looking at this. I've got the rankings in front of me, or the levels in front of me, the groupings.
Yeah.
He's got he's worth more to us than them in Group H, and like 3 or 4 levels away is budding franchise guy. I would have Evan. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm too high on him, but here's the other players in the budding franchise guy. I don't know if this is where you're going with it, Mike. Lowry Markkanen, Tyrese Maxey, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams. Those are his budding franchise guy.
I mean, those guys are, who's the last 2?
Holmgren and Jalen Williams, both
Holmgren
on the
and
Thunder.
Jalen Williams.
I mean, those guys are all better than
Mobley's
Mobley,
not
though.
as good as Chet Holmgren.
No.
But I think he belongs in that group, especially, and we don't have enough of a sample size. But this 3-point thing, if this is real, and it looks like it's real,
Yeah.
like this is going on now on a couple of weeks, and it's got to go last longer than a couple of weeks. But this isn't like 1 or 2 shots that he's made. He's starting
Yeah.
to do this at a consistent level. If this is real, he's absolutely in that group because and JB tried to make this point last night after the game, and he's right. And I've probably fallen into the trap of talking too much now about the 3-point shooting because it's become a hot button issue. And I just think it's really important to the style of the way that they play. But he can do so much more than just threes. Like, he is a complete basketball player.
Right.
The way that he can defend, the way that he can move in the post, some of the passes that he can make, he is legit. And I just think this is the last bag or the
Right.
last club in his bag. And I think he should be a lot higher on that.
I agree with that. I mean, I don't. I need to see the categories.
I put him
again.
in between the category he is and the category you picked. pick.
Yeah,
I don't think he's as good as any of those
Well,
guys.
there's a bunch of categories in between.
I wouldn't call him a franchise piece yet.
Right, because those guys are all more proven
Yeah.
than he is.
If
I know Holmgren's not been around.
If that
long,
3-point thing is real, then yeah, I would put him in that category. But if we going off of today, right now, I wouldn't consider him to be a franchise guy.
Can you show us the categories in between those two, Mike?
I can read them to you.
There's
the
quite a few.
categories between sorry he's worth way more to us than you and budding franchise guys are the incredible touchable untouchables. Then you have the too young, too cheap, too good, please stop calling us. Then you have the let me save you some time, F no category.
I would put him in the too young, good, and cheap.
That
category.
would have went there.
Yeah, that's
the
probably
one.
fair.
That's the one.
I'd put.
And the other guys in that category are Michael Bridges, Franz Wagner, Brandon Miller.
Yeah. Yeah.
He should absolutely be in that.
He's
category.
better than
Isn't
a lot
that
of
the
those
category?
names to me.
What do you think?
I
Mike?
agree. I would bump him up. I do think budding franchise guy. I think he could be. I think
could
compared
be.
to
Like,
the
maybe
other
next
guys
year
there,
he's in that category.
one step back. So I
Yeah.
think he's in the too young, too good, too cheap. He's also on a great contract. I know part of this is future contracts, and he's due for a max rookie extension, which probably plays a little bit of role in it. But I do think he's grouped a little bit too low.
Yeah, okay.
I'm just
Listen,
trying
we
to.
all think Allen is fair.
I'm trying
Allen's
to figure
definitely
out
fair.
who wouldn't take Evan.
Nobody.
Everybody would take
Everybody
him.
would
That's
take
what I'm
Evan.
saying. So
Take
why
Evan,
would you think
Especially
that he's
on that
worth
contract.
more to us than the rest
yeah,
of the world? That doesn't make sense.
He doesn't fit in that category at all. I think
agree.
we've come to too young, too cheap.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with
I
that.
think we're good with that one. Allen's good. So now give us Garland.
So here's Garland, and he falls in the 4-person, incredibly touchable, untouchable
I don't like this
categories.
one either.
He is Darius Garland, Karl Anthony Towns, Zion Williamson, and John Morant in this category. I think the premise of this is you look at a young, I'll use Garland for an example, a young point guard, all-star caliber player. On paper, you're never going to trade a 22, 23-year-old who's an all-star at that position. But for the right package, because of other circumstances, maybe you would. I think that's what he means by
I'm good with
touchable,
that.
untouchable.
Is he the worst player in that group?
No, Zion is because he ain't play.
I mean, can you pull that group back?
Zion's so good when he plays.
I
though,
know,
right?
but
Yeah,
he don't be.
it was Zion,
So
Darius, and Karl Anthony Towns.
two of those guys have massive issues. Zion can't stay healthy and
Right.
can't lose weight, and Ja is a
The
lunatic.
off the field stuff.
Yeah.
Off court stuff.
So
yeah.
why would you put Darius in?
He doesn't fit with those
He
guys.
is not. That's not.
No.
That's not a good pairing for Darius. Now Darius has a lot of injury.
I
Concerns,
like as far
So
as
that part-
the
but not to the Zion
but
level.
he's not a problem off the court.
No.
as far as the label goes, I think the label is correct. He's a touchable, untouchable.
I think the problem is the other guys in there.
I'm actually
Yeah,
think
I
those-
agree with that.
I'd leave
yeah.
him in and take
But
those guys out.
he fits the name of the category. To me.
Yeah, I agree. You think you don't like the category, or you just don't like the guys he's in
I
there
don't
with?
like the guys he's in with, and I'm looking at his categories now to see where else he would fit if it's not there. He's certainly not in the too young, too cheap, too good.
No, he got put.
Let me save you some time. F no.
He's not in that.
I think he's in
Yeah.
the right category, but the other guys shouldn't be in there. I think that's what it is.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
I feel like that's the right answer. It's he's in the right category. The other guys with him are not necessarily in the same category.
No, I don't.
But I do feel like the premise of it, if a team called Zion or the Pelicans was like, "Hey, we'll make a list offer for Zion," in theory they're gonna say we can't trade Zion, but they secretly be listening. I feel like take a big picture look. It's not the perfect grouping, but I think you can make the case for those.
Isn't that a category? Secretly, we'll listen.
I just think Zion and John Morant, teams would trade them before the Cavs would trade Darius. I think.
Heck, LeBron,
I agree, yeah.
LeBron in the secretly we listen to.
Yeah.
Well, let's
All
go to
right.
the last one then, the untouchables. Now, this is the second highest group. There is the utterly untouchables, which is the Giannis's, the Lukas, the Jokic's. The untouchables, excuse me. There's more than just these, but a couple of the guys on the list in the untouchable category. Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Jalen Brunson, Joel Embiid, Steph Curry. I'll name you a few more just to keep going. Devin Booker and Tyrese Halliburton are the last two.
All right.
So that
And
is
who
the
are
full.
the utterly untouchables?
The utterly untouchables, there are 8. Paolo Banchero of the Magic, Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum, SGA, Wembanyama, Luka, Giannis, and Jokic.
And what is the third group? That's only if we're forced or something?
The group above that is the only if they made us do it category.
So,
Donovan should probably.
I'm about
be
to
in
say
that.
he should probably be in that one.
yeah. So who's in that group?
De'Aaron Fox, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard.
That's funny because I can see all of them making them do it.
But I don't understand. That's a weird category because what's the difference between that group
This goes back.
and the Untouchables group?
This goes back to 11 categories is too many.
It doesn't make
like
any sense.
You just reach with 11. Like it could have been like 6.
Yeah. I mean, I think really the top 3 categories are all kind of the same.
Yes.
Really, with Donovan, I would look at it as he's got him ranked like 14th, and that's probably accurate.
Yeah. I
think
mean, I don't
that's
have a problem
probably
with it. Yeah.
on the whole of where his game is.
Yeah. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, the only reason you would trade him is because he's not going to sign long.
That's
if
it.
Donovan were willing to sign long term,
We wouldn't. This ain't even a conversation. Yeah.
You would trade him.
The only, I guess the only time you would trade him is if you could get one of the utterly untouchables. Then you would trade him.
Well, sure.
But you can't get those.
But you're not gonna get
the only way I would trade Donovan, unless I had to, is if I could get Giannis or
If they
Jokic.
if Boston wants to trade Jason Tatum,
or
let's
Tatum,
have that conversation.
right? Unless I can get one of the, 8 guys who are not too old and better, I wouldn't trade him unless I had to.